So I started listening to this guy called Feng, and what is the opposite of a flashbang? With the Y2K aesthetic going stronger than ever, it shouldn't be a surprise to see UK's Feng skittering on woozy, nostalgic beats that blend cloud rap with bygone eras of dance music become one of the emerging underground darlings of 2025. I'm no different. I found his debut album EP thing, what the Feng? I'm sorry, pretty fun, and many of his singles have quite effectively wormed their way into my brain. But there is one thing about his music that I have repeatedly noticed, despite my best efforts to ignore it. Jesus Christ, his lyrics are bad. Pull up to the function with us. Your friends are so lit. Mine are so too. None of these words rhyme. Like with underground rap stuff, I'm obviously not expecting lyrical masterpieces, but it's one thing to not care about your bars at all like every guy signed to Opium, and another thing to actually try to say something, and saying it in the most blunt, boring way possible. Feng's writing usually has a theme or idea he's trying to get across, but consistently breaks my brain with how flavorless and sauceless it is. Damn, I really miss my brother. He left for USA. We FaceTime, but it's not really the same. Wow. There's just nothing there. And when he does try to do wordplay, it's shit like, we're always balling, even though we stopped playing football. Oh my god. Or soccer because he left for USA. We could be a pair, even though she bit the apple. They don't see her true colors. They're like a racist. I can go on, but I think even his biggest fans can admit that Feng's appeal lies more in the beats and the flows rather than the lyrics, which are rudimentary at best and cringe-inducing at worst. But I also kind of love them. Let me explain. There is a very obvious answer to why Feng's bars are so simple. It's because he's a kid. He's born in the same year as me, and I'm fucking stupid, so really I can't say shit. However obvious it is though, I don't think people have really realized how much that simple fact has informed his artistry and rendered him a fascinating artist in our current landscape. It takes no expert to see that the youth has always been at the forefront of music, art in general, playing out the same loop over and over for centuries. The youngins push boundaries and conventions set by their parents, and through unbridled experimentation, push the art forms forward. Back then they did it with punk, and now it's hip-hop at the cultural epicenter. But while genres change, what has remained is the rebellious, angsty, anti-establishment core that pervades the attitude of young artists. From screaming on top of 3 droning notes to screaming on top of the most distorted 808s known to man, this reckless energy to say fuck the world, I'm gonna do what I want, is almost synonymous with youth at this point. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. And this is not to say that these rage artists are inherently revolutionary, maybe informed, but when it comes to anything else, not really. You can listen to yeae's Grovara or, I don't know, read a book. But then we turn the camera to Feng, and he's rapping about having fun at high school parties, riding in a car with friends, worrying about texting his ex, and not doing drugs. Not exactly The Garden. More like Weezer. Feng is like the Weezer of underground rap. Taken in a vacuum, that doesn't sound very enticing. It's kinda lame. But it is in the context of the Big 2-5, where Feng's relatively quaint innocence is goddamn radical. Feng is not only creating in the hip-hop genre, which has always had an element of kayfabe, aka larger-than-life characters baked into his DNA, but also in a youth climate where on top of the aggression and angst kinda inherent to being young, nonchalantness, hedonistic, and low-key sociopathic lifestyles reign king. I'm not gonna go over the nonchalant part again, go watch my DJ Billy Bull video for that, but you really just need to look at the contemporaries in the UK underground. SD Kid scares me, and Fake Mink, despite being modern Shakespeare, spends most of his songs singing despondently about either materialistic lifestyles or a deep longing for connection, both kind of isolating mindsets. This is not me saying that hip-hop is just about sex, drugs, and money. When will these urban people shut up? I'm trying to listen to Bruce Springsteen. But I am saying that the personas young underground rappers play up are the increasingly nihilistic ones, alienated in late capitalist consumerist hell. The rebelliousness and angst has been somewhat transformed by kayfabe into a cynical, I see through everything mentality that doesn't actually challenge the status quo at all and just makes you kind of a dick. Even that I'm not saying is inherently bad. I believe that these are authentic struggles and emotions worth expressing. Maybe not Netspend because people beg to differ, but I don't know. If he really came up in Richmond shooting, I'm sorry. And to fully unpack why this shift has happened is probably impossible. It's a complicated picture of cultural dynamics that includes many things I've talked about like Gen Z culture, the evolution of rap bravado, and future.
Sensational.
But with all of this in mind, I don't think you need me to tell you why Feng is so special. He is aggressively anti-kayfabe, and always just talks about his life as a late teen in as clear of a picture as possible. He unabashedly shows his mundane flaws, mundane joys, and mundane struggles. He is the ultimate everyman figure for the audience of underground rap in 2025. Late teenagers who have, done maybe a few things that the rappers they like rap about, but mostly just kind of worries about what girl they like and what girl likes them. And that's fine. With this in mind, his simple lyrics don't come off as a lack of skill. They come off as charming and authentic. They're kind of clunky in their emotionality and doesn't always get to the point elegantly, but they get to it and have good intentions. And that really fucking means something. I don't remember the last time, especially in underground rap, where the teenage experience has been captured with this kind of lived-in sincerity, where you can feel this guy actually going through these things in real time and not in retrospect. The last one's like Good Kid, Mad City, but that was a very different teenage years. It's something only possible in our current age, in Gen Z, where everybody's got a cracked FL Studio, including me. Feng is young. Feng is lost. Feng hasn't figured out the whole relationship thing yet. Feng just wants to make art and have a good time. Feng is truly relatable. And that's all you can really ask from music, an emotional connection. In Feng, I don't hear a cynicism that really pervades everything in culture right now. I also don't hear this fiery resistance that more radical and angsty young people has put into their art for very valid reasons. What I do hear is an acknowledgement of the present, of his own fledgling place in the world, and an appreciation for things around him. And for what it's worth, I think it's a beautiful and often necessary message for Gen Z right now. But yeah, this still fucking sucks.
Do you remember when we were all at school? We were all silly, and we used to throw glue sticks at the ceiling because we wanted to. And what